Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Gideon back again. I appreciate y'all coming back and spending a little bit of time with me. So, right now, as y'all can probably see, I'm in California. Yes, California. Still doing 55 miles an hour. And I'm still passing trucks. How am I passing trucks at 55 miles per hour when the rest of these people are speeding? I don't get it. And I don't go a mile over 55 for the simple fact that, well, let's just be real. It's just not working. As I was pointed out in my video with objectivity. But regardless, y'all, it's good to be back. I appreciate y'all sticking with me for this time off. So, as the title of the video says, today I'm hitting y'all up with pros and cons of VLG. Alright? Let's start off with the pros. You know what? I'm going to start off with the cons. And then we're going to end this video on a positive note. Con. There is no detention time. You can literally waste hours at a shipper and there's no detention time. At a receiver and there's no detention time. Reason is because of what they pay. Everybody knows, yeah, 70 cents a mile. You can be there all day. For example, recently I had a load going from West Virginia to Phoenix, Arizona. I had more than enough time to make that trip. I had no problem doing that. So, I was even able to squeeze in a 34-hour reset into the mix. I'm like, okay, this works. Now I can start with a fresh 7. So I did that, delivered the load. I had to start my clock because there was no room at that receiver to park. That was cool. But I also had another issue. That issue that I showed you in my last video with the the depth hose that was detached. Yeah, funny story how I found out about that. I'm going on a quick tangent. So I go and I'm filling the truck up. Well, not filling up because pilot gives you an extra half a point for every time you fuel 75 gallons or more. So I'll fuel 75 gallons exactly. And then the next day fuel another 75. That way, every single day I'm fueling up until a few days in, I'm at 4 points per gallon. So that's just a little tip on how to finesse that. So I go to fuel my DEF, and all of a sudden, DEF is just pouring out the bottom of the truck. I'm like, what the freak is this? And I go to look, and that's when I notice the hose had detached on a brand new freaking truck. The hose detached. So I went and got a funnel, and I funneled the DEF directly into the tank, so I would be able to get to my destination. Because I didn't want to mess up. I wanted to take my 34 because I wanted to be hard for the next 5 days. Period. So when I realized that, I called them and said, look, it's enough DEF in the tank, I can make it, and then we can get it repaired. They said, yes, you go to repair shop, Freightliner, get done, because this is warranty replacement. I'm like, okay, cool, yes, I know it's a bad accent, I'm sorry. But I go to do the warranty replacement, so, but I also got a load to pick up, the drop off. So I go over here at the receiver, and the guy's like, look, man, we don't have a dock door to put you in, and we got drivers lined up. I'm going to be real with you. It's going to be at least 6 hours before we can get to you. I said 6 hours. He said at least 6 hours. I just want to keep it real with you. I don't want to set a false expectation. I'm like, oh. So I called my DM, and he was like, you know what? That may be what we need. We can just head on over there and get this repair done. Back. I'm like, okay, cool. That sounds good to me. Let's do that. Okay. So I drive the Freightliner. It was about 13 miles away. They put me in, and I'm waiting for their technicians. But I said, no, don't go there. Go here. There's another place. They said that they sent me a text to it, but I never received it. But turns out it's literally a mile and a half away on the same street, South 19th Street in Phoenix, Arizona. So I'm like, okay, let me get back over there. Get back over there. But keep in mind, the clock is still ticking. They say they don't have the car to stop. They got to find out if they can get it. And it's a dealer only car. So I'm like, oh, come on. So waiting. And I said, well, look, I got to make this delivery out. My time is coming close. So I get there. I didn't get unloaded until 9 p.m. Never mind, I got there at 9 a.m. I didn't get unloaded until 9 p.m. Then they said, come back, the shop was open until 10:30. I come back and say, hey man, there's some guy that looks like Rikishi from the WWF. He was like, look man, we don't have it. I was telling them that we don't have the part. And my manager said we have the part. He was like, I was telling them we don't have the part, but we can't order the part until we get you in shop status. So we have to intake the truck. He said, but you could be here tomorrow first thing in the morning, 7 a.m. when we open up, and we can take care of you. I'm like, all right, cool. So I dropped the trailer on their property, and I went over to a quick trip over in Phoenix. And I bobtailed because the lot was full, but I made a space. I'm bobtailed, so that's easy. Get up the next morning, wake up at 7. I didn't leave that place until almost noon. Like I wasn't, and then here's the thing, when I got to the place at 7, they said, okay, well our lounge is closed. Usually we'll say you can sit in the lounge, but because of COVID, it was a young lady named Vanessa. Beautiful Latin woman, beautiful. And that's usually not my type, but I gotta give props to her too. She was a sweetheart too. But so they got me there, and I'm just like, I can't stay. So they told me I can walk around, I can use the restroom, and that's it. So I run to the bathroom, and I say, screw it, I'm gonna do my walking. I end up walking a good total of 5 miles according to my Fitbit. I usually only walk 2 miles a day, but that day I did 5. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Helping with my health. Y'all know I'm trying to lose weight. That's why I cook so much. Another video about that coming soon. Let me know what y'all think about. Should I do a video? Let me know in the comments if you think I should do a video on cooking in the truck to save money and be healthy, or should I do a video about carrying firearms in the truck? Because there's a lot of y'all that do that. But anyway, I digress. Back to the point. So I done did all this walking. I didn't leave there until almost noon. So when I finally got back and everything was done, the truck was on the side, but I was waiting for the paperwork. I'm like, what do I need paperwork and approval and signatures for a warranty repair? Eventually they came through and she flagged me. I'm like, hey, you're ready. I just need your signature right here. Sign. I hit my manager. I was like, yo, I'm done. He's like, all right, I'm finding you something right now. He found me something. He's like, okay, I got you something. Going to Washington, Puyallup, Washington. It sounded like a kid over there saying, pull y'all up, Puyallup, Washington. So I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't want to use, like, I'm sitting in Cali because I don't want to see people now because it's horrible. I'm like, all right, whatever. I don't care. I just want to go. As long as I can move and I can get me some money and I can be moving again, I'm good. My check's still be short, but, I'm still going to make more than I was making in other companies. So I can appreciate it. So I get in and I took off. That was a whole, basically a day and a half missing. My check is going to be about $600 short. Yeah, $600 short. But it's all good. It's all good. So, yeah, short. But that's a major con. You don't get breakdown pay as well. There's no detention. There's no breakdown. There's no layover. None of these payments. Now I will say, I've never needed labor. Every time I'm in the receiver's dock, my manager says, or sometimes before then, he hits me up, hey, I got your next load for you. Me and this guy, I'm not going to say his name, but I'm just going to call him B. Me and B got a good rapport, you know. We work well together. He realizes that I hate one-day deliveries, especially in the mornings. That's what he started with. I kept doing these little one-day deliveries, one-day pickup, one-day. But the thing is, I would be detained so long, I can't do it in one day. And the thing is, the formula pretty much is you can do 600 miles a day in 10 hours and use that other hour to find some place to park. Unless you're in Cali, then it becomes $5.50 if you're following the law, which I do. But yeah. So every hour at a shipper, you can pretty much deduct 60 miles from that total that you expect. So if I spend 5 hours at a shipper, just go ahead and deduct 300 miles off that total. Because number one, I'm still awake. Number two, I'm getting sleep. And once I start driving, I'm going to get sleepy. So yeah, just to go ahead and deduct that 60 miles for every hour on the shipper. Unless it's like 1 or 2 hours, I'm fine with that. But yeah, that's a major con right there. That you're missing out on a lot. But it's like, I get it. I spoke to my DM and he was like, well, here's the thing. They can drop you down to 50 cents if you pay detention payment. However, a lot of these brokers won't pay the detention. You say, hey, yeah, they detained my guy, you owe this much detention pay. And they say, okay, we'll call you back, and they'll never call back, never hear from you. You don't end up getting detention. So it's a problem. So they'd rather just say, you know what, we're not going to pay detention, we're just going to pay you 7 cents a mile. Another con is everything here is broker free. And the reason I say that's a con is because you may go to a warehouse, well, a property with like 55 million businesses. You look on the directory and you don't see the name of the business you're picking up from. Like you might see Century Tires, it's just an example. You might see Century Tires on your paperwork. It says that's what you're picking up from. However, none of those businesses say Century Tires or Century anything. So you're like, well, how am I supposed to get here if, like, which one is it? It's all the same address, like 1313 Wesley Park or whatever. You go to 1313 Wesley Park and there's 30 businesses there. It's one big warehouse. Each one has a suite. You don't know which suite it is. So then you got to call the broker, and that's more time being wasted. And when you finally get them, they say, yeah, it's a suite 12. Okay, cool. Then you can go to suite 12 and get things rolling. A lot of these places are first come, first serve. A lot of them do not do appointments. When it's first come, first serve, you can be waiting. Another con is there's some really tough backing spaces. LA, enough said, right? LA, New York, like LA in the Northeast, period, or Miami. These are places that are known for having really tight backing spaces. Like I've had to back in on a narrow street that had a car parked on the other side of that street. So it's like, yo, why are you parking in a street where trucks are backing? Like, what idiot does that? Like, I'm trying not to cuss. Because I've been known to go on the expletive lane and rant from time to time. But it's cars parked on the street, across the street from the business, in space that I needed to back up. Like, it took me about 15, 20 minutes to back into this dock because of the cars that were on the street. And it's a narrow street, like it's a one-way street, essentially. With the cars being parked on that side, that effectively made it a one-way street. Why would you do that? Why? But I finally managed to get in. I couldn't straighten my truck up, but my trailer was straight, and it was at the door. That's all that mattered. Like, the trailer was straight, and they were able to move me. I don't care about the truck being straight in that particular instance. So, the backing situations, you can end up backing on dirt road. It's so many rough situations you come across, but I will say they will make you a better driver. They will make you a better backer by far. No question about it. But I'll say one thing. They are cheap. That's another con. They are cheap. It's like pulling teeth trying to get money out of these folks. You had a tire go out. What is the problem with tire? I don't understand. What is the problem with tire? Can it be fixed? Can be fixed. Can tire be fixed? If tire can be fixed, we fix. No need to replace. We fix. And it's like, oh my goodness, y'all, come on. And then when they had to speak to someone about the situation at the shop. Hey, what is your name? Like, what is your name? I said, Mia, what is your last name? They need to know. Contact info. Wait, my last name? Why? Who needs to know my last name? I'm like, y'all are like this, like pulling teeth dealing with y'all. Now, don't get me wrong. I appreciate it to an extent. There's no driver's lounge, no extravagant settings. They don't have any of that. You don't come here for that. You come here to make your money and go. Make your money and go. Make your money and go. That's it. That's all you come here for, and I'm cool with that. Now, the pros. As everybody knows, the most obvious one is the 70 cents per mile. All right? 70 cents per mile. Who else is really paying that much for company drivers? It's not lease ops. It's not owners. Company drivers. 70 cents per mile. That sounds good to me. Just gonna keep it real. That sounds really good to me. And at 3,000 miles, you pay $2,100. I've driven some miles. I've gotten $2,400 pensions at this particular company. That's a plus, you know. Another pro is they keep you moving. That's a bottom line fact. They keep moving. You will be moving all the time. They don't do off days unless you're on a reset. They keep you moving. That's greatly appreciated since you're paid by the mile. It would be disingenuous of them to not keep you moving. What have you, sitting for a couple of days. They don't do that unless you're on a reset. You're not sitting. And that's appreciated. So it's like you're constantly getting plenty of miles out here. Some people are lease ops with Prime or Stevens and don't make this much money. So that's a huge plus. My bad, I had to go. That's a huge plus. Very, very large plus. Another plus with this company, I had it on my head. It was right on the tip of my tongue. So yeah, the money is a plus. The miles are a plus. My third plus I'm gonna have to say is my dispatcher. This dude is the MF in truth. He schedules you tight. Once he sees you're a runner, he schedules you tight. Like, I like long trips. I prefer to do 500 to 600 miles a day. Depending on, you know, what the area is, that's what varies. Now, I'll do 600 if there is a area with, you know, proper parking. If I can find adequate parking. Oh, come on, there's an idiot jumping in front of me. If I can find proper parking, that's what I like about my GPS. It shows you truck stops coming ahead, how many miles away, and how many spaces there are at that stop. So that's a huge, huge plus. But yeah, if I can find parking around the time, because I kind of gauge my hours. I do 60 miles per hour, unless I'm in Cali, if it was 55. But I do typically do 60 miles per hour. And that's 300 miles for every 5 hours. So if I see this parking and it's only 40 spaces and I'm 5 hours away and it's, let's say 2 p.m., that means 7 p.m. That place is going to be full. Let's just keep it real. that place is going to be full by the time 7 p.m. rolls around. So I'm going to look a little further. I'm going to look different. So I'll try to find a place with at least 240 spots. So with that said, that helps a lot.
In 2.25 miles, take the exit on the right to California 57 North, then keep right.
In California, there's a Petro and a TA right across from each other. In between the two truck stops, there's about 1,100 spaces. But there has to be a caveat, right? It's $20 a night to park, or you can show your receipt that you have spent $20 inside. So they're gonna get $20 out your money. That's just not right. You know, I tend to, track things, and my DMCs that I'm gonna put up some miles. I'm gonna put them out. Period. Okay, cool. He understands me. Let me get this guy these miles. Let me get this guy this. He puts me on long trips now. I don't mind going west. I don't mind the northwest. I don't mind the midwest. I don't mind the south, the southwest. I don't mind the southeast. I just don't like the northwest. I really don't. I just don't like it. It's just, I'm sorry, just leave me out of it. I don't like this. I'll go because I'm a runner. You know what I mean? I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm gonna do what I gotta do. What preferences until I get my own truck, I gotta do what I gotta do. My truck is coming in March or April. I'm gonna wait till the springtime. That's one. No more winter weather for that year. Number two, the rates get higher. Number three, that first quarter is over. So I'm going
to take the exit on the right to California 57 North, then keep right.
And yes, you can save $1,000 a week and still live here at VL Trucking. Another pro, I love that they don't have a firearms policy. I found that out through the recruiter. There is no firearms policy. Most companies, no guns allowed, no guns allowed. No, we do not allow guns, we do not allow guns. Listen, no, we do not have a policy against that. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. No policy. That's how all trucking companies should be, because you gotta understand, we are in unfamiliar territory all the time.
Be in either of the two right
We're
lanes.
going to stay in places that we are not familiar with, that we are not from, etc. So, yes, we have an inherent safety risk. We have to protect ourselves. People say, we'll call the police for police protection. Police can get to you about, 60 miles per hour? A bullet can get there about 1,000 feet per second. I'm sorry, it's just a wise man says better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And I much rather prefer to have it. But there's no policy, so it's no thing. I have my permit. My permit is recognized in most states. I could go to most states with my permit and be able to conceal my weapon. That's a problem. So yeah, the gun policy is very progressive and forward thinking from the company. I appreciate that. That's real progress.
In 3.25 miles, keep left to I-210 West.
I like my time. Sometimes the people get a little added. No, well, not my dispatcher. My dispatcher is the only person that isn't Russian or Ukrainian. I'm not sure which one they're from, but I know they're from that region. But my dispatcher is the only one that's not. He's an American guy, you can tell in his voice. But he's a level-headed. Oh, funny story. How about he apologized for using profanity? He's like, dude, I'm sorry. I'm like, for what? He said, I didn't mean to curse. I said, look, man, he said, it's just that you're so proper and professional. I didn't know if you were offended. I'm like, I let off a couple myself. I'm like, no, you're good. It's like now that he broke that veil, we can include the fact because I didn't know if he was offended by profanity or not. So I refrain from using it. Plus, I'm in a professional setting. I'm a consummate professional at times when I'm doing this. So you got to be able to turn it on and turn it off. It's called code switching. That's the colloquialism used.
In 2¼ miles, keep left to I-210 west.
Man, this is a beautiful view out here. This is the one thing I love about California. Look at this view. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mentioned before that a trucker named Jay put me up on VL. I was watching his videos. I've seen his company statements. I've seen his lease statements. And that made me a believer, because that's the main way to recruit somebody. Show me the money. You show me the type of money I'm making at this place. Yes, I'm 10 times more likely to come on through and check them out. That's just facts. This is facts. I'm gonna check them out. So he did right. He don't show statements no more because people try to knock him and take the brother down. I'm gonna say this about a trucker named Jay. That brother he's found success, and he's trying to help others find success. Yes, he gets a referral. Yes, he gets a referral. But why shouldn't you benefit from, and it's not coming out the driver's pocket, but why shouldn't you benefit from helping other people? This brother is helping other people obtain their dreams, achieve their goals. Why shouldn't he reap some type of benefit, some type of reward for it? Why shouldn't he? That's just the bottom line right there. He should definitely be able to reap the benefit. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm full transparency.
Be in any of the 3 left lanes.
Respect to a trucker named Jay. Where I put me on, I don't mind him taking his percentage of my goals. I don't care. I'm still getting my 70 cents. I'm still making more money. This place is cheap because they're paying us so well. People talk all this trash about leases. He's been defending the VL lease for the longest. But at the same time, you might be on op, but at another company, you might take 2 weeks off and then you come back. All of a sudden, you got about $2,500, $3,000 worth of fees, because those fees are still accruing and accumulating in your absence. But with VL, the only thing that you still have to pay is your truck number. Take 2 weeks off, you owe $1,000. That's 2 truck payments, 2 weekly payments for that lease truck. $1,000. Okay, that sounds perfectly fine to me. $1,000, 2 weeks. When you can make that in one load, I don't see a problem. You know what I mean? I don't see a problem. Other places, you got to pay the insurances, you got to pay this fee, this tax, this and this and this. Here, you pay this. That's it. That's it. So, I see it as a definite pro for the leasing program. I'm not in that yet. I'm trying to buy a truck and bring it home. So that just in case VL pisses me off, I just go elsewhere. That's just the bottom line. I can just go elsewhere. And that's fine. Now, that said, I'm doing job hopping. Y'all know me, I've job hopped. I've been to Stevens, I've been to JB Hunt twice, G&P Trucking, Metropolitan, which I speak very highly of. K&B, I last
Continue on I-210.
Y'all saw the video that I did on K&B. Yeah, that's just a legit breakdown. A legit, honest, truthful breakdown. But yes, a lot of places out here that pay good money, but I haven't seen anywhere else that pays as good as VL, and they give you the miles. Another con, I got to mention this. Another con, they don't use Qualcomm. I'm used to Qualcomm. I even had a little handheld keyboard, so I didn't have to type on that Qualcomm. I could just use a handheld keyboard and type a whole lot faster and easier. But they use a tablet, which is a Samsung Galaxy Tab, and they put it in. They got Keep Trucking software. It's okay. It's nowhere near as good as Qualcomm. Qualcomm is definitely the best. But it does. Oh, and another comment. They will call you consistently if you forget to log an inspection. If you forget to change your shipping documents, they will call you. Yeah, yes, this is blah 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 with the local department. Please be upgrading your lot. Yes, go to today, go to inspection, go to farm, build this up. That man, they will stay on you about that. They will get on you. They will call you. They will park, and you will do it. Because they will not leave you alone until you do. I understand it. Doesn't mean it's less annoying, but I totally understand why they do that. It's to protect you and them with the safety rate. So that's understandable. But anyway, like I said, to a trucker named Jay, dude, you said in your last video, people keep trying to find bad about VL. There is none. Yeah, it is, bro. It is some bad about the company. But let's be for real. The good far exceeds the bad. All right. The negativity is mitigated by the positivity. You know. It is. Now, like, if we didn't have these positives, that would definitely exacerbate the negative attributes of this company. But since we're being paid well, why not? Let's just get this money and enjoy it, which is what I do. I like this company. I don't see myself doing anything else. But that's me. That's my breakdown of VL Trucking. The one and only, the infamous VL Trucking. Anyway, y'all, check out my man Lockout Man. I did an interview a few weeks ago on Lockout Man. Buddy cool. We talked about my time with VL. We talked about a few things. He ain't got no beef with Jay. Jay, from what I've heard on his last video, he ready to squash all that BS too. Oh, check out Jay's new channel, OMAD, 1 meal a day. It's him. He's sharing his fitness journey. The brother put out his weight, you know what I mean? He's working to do better. So respect that brother and check his channel out, all right? Much love to Jay. Appreciate you. Shout out to Trucker Brown. You done taught me everything I need to know, you know, on the beginning tip, and gave me a bunch of OG tips. Shout out to Be Smooth. I learned a few things about business from you. Shout out to Lil Sean. Same thing as Be Smooth. I learned some business from you. Shout out to King D-Raj. Shout out to Jay Rich for sure. Big shout out to Jay Rich. I wish you and Trucker Brown would get back and do what y'all do with the Trucker Brown and Jay Rich show, because that was dope. Shout out to Too Fly, aka Trucker Brown old lady. She a pretty cool young lady, very intelligent. Them two make a good couple. I like watching their content with them just being happy. I love seeing happy black people. You know what I mean? We need more of that, more happy, positive black people. And TV, about the negative comments, bro, if you see this, you probably won't. Screw those negative comments, my brother. Forget those negative comments. Start reading positive comments. Start reading the uplifting comments. Because if you give space to negativity, that gives it a place in your heart, bro. You seem to be like you on a positive vote, like you on an ascension in your life. Don't give way to this negativity. That ain't gonna help you. It's not gonna do anything for you. Focus. If you're gonna read comments, read the good comments. Read those positive comments. Like Too Fly, she reads the positive comments. She'll respond. I respect the young lady. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all be happy. Anyway, I'm out of here. Please click the like, subscribe, hit the bell. Drop a comment and let me know what you think down in the comments. No matter who you are, I don't care if you're a big YouTuber or a small YouTuber. I read all my comments. I'm not getting like 30,000 of them, you know. And thank y'all for getting me across the 100 subscriber threshold. That is greatly appreciated by people, all right? I really do appreciate that. That means y'all rocking with me for real. I'm getting to 1,000. Like I said, I'm doing a giveaway at 1,000. All right. With that said, y'all, have a good one. Happy New Year. Please get this money. Be good. All right. I'm out of here. This is your boy Gideon. I appreciate y'all spending this time with me. Don't forget to come back.